Good morning, Rabbi Isai. We have a big guest in town. Before the Eli Nishma is my mother. Reb Heshi leader. Look, Mendy. Look who's here. Look behind you for a second. Reb Heshi himself. Today's year is sponsored by Fishel Gross. For Shlayma, for Bryna, Bas, Yenta, Devora, his mother, and Avraham Yosef ben Chana, brother-in-law, and the Cholei Meron, and for the safety of all our chayalim guarding us. So I have a number of emails here, but this one came in this morning, and I really appreciate pictures. Look at this one. Michael Moskowitz. If I told you a few years back, this is what I would be doing on a plane, I would say impossible. Thank you, Rebellion, the entire MDY team for making the impossible possible. Morty Moskowitz. Here's a picture of Onua Melim Vehema Melim. This person is watching a movie, Ve'ena Mekalim Sochar. And the amelus of watching this movie, here it is, the daf on a plane. It's unbelievable. This person comes off the plane. What did they gain? Zero. They watch the movie. They don't even remember it. We got to get the share on Elal. Nuavi, what are you spacing out today on Elal? Look at this. The screen is off, but the screen is on. Yaakov Rosner. Dear Rebelli. Live is better on the plane. Oh, Hillel does it live. You did it live? I gave it live. Because of you. I tried. It worked. Until the steward told me, sit down. I'm like, what there's people watching. Dear Rebelli. Actually, it was my wife. She's like, everybody could hear you. We're all trying to sleep. I was like, okay, bye-bye. I can't get over the overwhelming experience, says Yaakov Rosner, I had together with Zevi, meeting you and the fabulous dedicated crew you have. It was amazing watching and being live in person and meet all your great friends. Watching you in person give the shir a whole new aspect for me and the shir. You're awesome. Say it again. You are awesome. You are awesome. And we hope to do it again in the future. If you don't meet before, have a most meaningful and great Shavuos. I don't remember anymore. Everybody's saying the same thing. It doesn't matter anymore. Oh, here's another guy. Reb Pesach Greenberg. Where does Reb Pesach Greenberg live, Rabbi Isai? Who remembers?
Cincinnati.
No, Costa Rica. He wants to know if the Kohen Gadol is wearing tzitzis. He doesn't remember him wearing tzitzis in the Begadim. Regards and wishing you all in the MDY family wonderful holy Shavuos. Still saying Gishmak here in Costa Rica. Love you sharing effervescence. That's a word. Your Talmud and Chaver. Rabbi Pesach Greenberg, aka RPG. The RPG of Costa Rica. Gratitude is the best attitude. Maybe he stole it from, I think Yisrael Shalitsky has that on his email, no? Now here, this one is for you. Oh, yeah, this is a bad one. I don't know if I should read it. The other day, an emailer stated that you take shots at those at the shir. He called it sinas chinam. I think you're actually doing what we Jews do so well, and it's healthy. We stuck each other. We poke fun at our brothers and sisters to wake them up. I don't agree with this. Don't agree with this email. It's shtusim. I don't stuck anybody. It's shtiyot. Whoa, that's a shtuch. Like the thunder did at Har Sinai. I love you call out the character of the Hasidim, Litvaks, Ponovichers, and Borough Park, etc. And similarly, you mock yourself. Well done. I think the well done is on me, that I mock myself. Relationship with all Jews is truly model. You see, it's a model to shtuch people for how Ben Adam Lechaver should work. Not only do you educate us on Torah, but you also allow us to chuckle and smile. Our people need this. And thank you. You're a marvelous Maggid Shir. You are a marvelous Maggid Shir. I'm not saying it myself. That's how he wrote it. 6 times in a row. You're a marvelous Maggid Shir. A natural entertainer. And that unique Daf Yomi for that works brilliantly. And is showing great success. Everyone, Rabbi Isai. Listen what he says at the end. Everyone, please applaud. Oh, okay. Okay. Rabbi Isai. We have one of the easiest dapim in Masechtas Yoma today. It's really a breeze. And we are starting from Daf Lamed Tes Amud Beis. Brand new sugya. Brand new. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lines from the bottom. Omar Rabbi Yanai. Aliyah's goyrel metoich kalpi makeves. Hanocha eina makeves. We're talking about the raffle, the lottery of the Soyer, the Seirim. And we have a machlokes here. What's essential and what's not essential? Is any part of it non-essential? What if you don't do the actual goyrel? Or what if you do the goyrel, but you don't place it on the animal itself? So Rabbi Yanai says, Aliyah's goyrel metoich kalpi makeves. The drawing of the lot is ma'akev. If you don't do so, no good. You don't have the avodah of Yom Kippur. Hanacha eino ma'akeves, putting it on top of the animal. I didn't bring it. Something's funny here. Okay. Oh, maybe it is in here. Yeah, it is. I had this from yesterday. Doesn't really matter. I guess I left one in my pocket. Lashem. You place it on the animal, on the goat. You know what? I'll use the goat today again. If somebody wants to get me the goat, why not? It's one of those sugyas. You need goats. You need whatever you can get your hands on. La azazel. So drawing this out of the box and going like this is, according to Rabbi Yanai Chiyuv, it's part of the avodah. Putting it down and laying it on the animal, hanocha eina makeves. V'Rabbi Yochanan Omar af aliyah eina makeves. To draw this out of the box is not essential. What is essential? Saying, you could say, the kohen could say, this is Azazel, this is Lashem. You don't have to do a goyrel, says Rabbi Yochanan. Now the first, thank you, Shkoyach. So the first Manda Omar, Rabbi Yanai, is what we're going to be discussing a lot today. That's, the Gemara goes to town on Rabbi Yanai. He says, Aliyah's girl, kalpi ma'akeves, it's ma'akev, it's essential. And the Gemara brings all different rayas. Perhaps it's not essential. How do we explain it? Says the Gemara as follows. Now, very, very pashut. There are two ways to learn the Gemara now, or the Gemara says two ways. We have a machlokes Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Nechemia. Machlokes is the seder ma'akev. The way things go in the Beis Hamikdash is in ma'akev. If you do something that's supposed to be number 1 and you do it instead at number 3 and 3 at number 1, you switch it up. Is it ma'akev or not? So Rabbi Yehuda says the seder is not ma'akev. Not ma'akev. Nothing's ma'akev. I could do number 10 and then 1 and 3 and 6. It's not ma'akev. It's better to do it like the Torah says. The Torah says, do this 1, do this 2nd. Remember we had Abai Misada Seder HaMaracha. It's a whole list. What if you change up the list? Rabbi Yehuda says it's not a problem. If it's not a problem, then the Gemara understands that goyrel is not an issue. I could get rid of the goyrel. It's all green. Green means go. Seder is not ma'akev. The only reason why goyrel will be ma'akev, Seder is ma'akev, according to Rabbi Nechemia, and the reason why, there's no questions today, by the way. It's such a sugi. What? No. We're talking about Yom Kippur today. Yeah, Yom Kippur. The Seder of Yom Kippur. According to Rabbi Nechemia, since it says chukah, it's in stone, you can't change up the order. Seder is the order, you can't change up the order. And therefore, according to Rabbi Nechemia, at least, according to Rabbi Yanai and Rabbi Nechemia, there's red, meaning if I don't do the goyrel, since the Torah talks about goyrel, it's smack in the middle of the whole thing, so it's ma'akev. The chukah goes on that as well. It's ma'akev, and if you don't do the goyrel, you don't draw the lot, you missed an essential part, start over. And Rabbi Yochanan is going to say, no, goyrel is not a avodah. What's ma'akev is the avodas, the spraying of the blood and the shechting and the this and that. All drawing a lot is not an avodah. I need to know which one goes down, so I'll say it, but it's not an avodah. So it's not ma'akev, that's why it's green. So according to this chart, everything is green. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's for sure. According to everybody, there's no machlokes between Rabbi Yanai and Rabbi Yochanan. Everybody says it's not ma'akev. And even according to Reb Nechemia that says say this ma'akev, only according to one man. So 3 out of the 4 say girl's not ma'akev. The second lashon in the Gemara is the opposite, where this is all green, this turns all red. Here, according to Reb Nechemia, everybody says that it's ma'akev because Reb Nechemia holds that the whole seder is ma'akev. So if the seder is ma'akev, the girl is ma'akev. Just what? In Reb Yehuda, Reb Yanai holds that it's ma'akev, so it's 3 out of the 4 say it's ma'akev, whereas 3 out of the 4 over here said it's not ma'akev. Depending how we learn the machlokes. Yes, and we're going to see in the Gemara. Yeah, it could be. Some Rishonim hold like that. It's not. We'll see. Maybe we won't see. So it's a machlokes Rishonim. I don't know if we're going to get into. Okay. So it's rid. Fine. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, it says loy ma'akev. Rabbi Yochanan says it's not ma'akev. I hold like Rabbi Yehuda that it's not ma'akev, so the girl is not ma'akev. But Rabbi Yanai says it is ma'akev. The Torah says it twice. Okay, we're going to see inside. Let's see inside. Says the Gemara. I already made a bracha. Aliba de Rabbi Yehuda. The Omar Devora manasim big lovim b'chut loy ma'akva. So Rabbi Yehuda says the machlokes b'chutz, meaning this is not such a great depiction. Maybe we should take this. Sorry. Okay. Gershon, I need a little bit higher. Okay, good. Higher. I need the top. Yeah? Oh, that's but my head is cut off. Okay. This is Kodesh HaKadoshim. Today's entire sugya, this is called Bifnim. Okay? That's Bifnim for all today's daf. Bachutz is from this line, this is the paroichas, this is the curtain. Bachutz, everything in here is bachutz. From this line down. So, it's Kodesh Kadoshim, the Heichal, we call it the Heichal. And this thing, you can't really see it because the Kodesh Kadoshim is inside this building in the back. And there's also the Heichal in here. So it's not really, but it's cool to see. You see Zalman put it together for us. Zalman Bilyak, it's beautiful. Okay. Zalman Tzvi, sorry, Zalman Tzvi. Zalman didn't put it together, Zalman Tzvi put it together. Okay, so, you're lucky I remember one name. Shkaya, don't push it.
You said names are important.
They're very important, but I don't remember them, unfortunately. I'll leave it there, Rabbi Yehuda. What?
Calling names.
Shtaching is important. Okay. I'll leave it to Rabbi Yehuda, the Omar Devora manasim mibachutz loy ma'akva. When the Kohen Gadol is wearing his white clothing, but he's outside, meaning he's not inside the Kodesh HaKadoshim, no order is ma'akev. The Seder is not ma'akev. Again, just for clarification, missing an avodah is 100% ma'akev. We're not talking about a guy missing the avodah. We're talking about him doing it out of order. Is that ma'akev or not ma'akev? And for some reason, we take that and jump to Goyrel and saying that we don't need it at all. You hear what's going on here? It's a little bit of a stretch. The Goyrel is not ma'akiv now. If you don't do it at all, it's not ma'akiv. Because the order is not ma'akiv, so the Goyrel is not ma'akiv. I'll leave it to Reb Nechemia. According to Reb Nechemia here, so let's go back to this chart just so you understand. According to Rabbi Yehuda, that says the order is not ma'akiv, so Goyrel is not ma'akiv. If I miss it completely, it's not ma'akiv. Why? Because the Kohen Gadol is going to say with his mouth, I don't need to draw a lot. Only Reb Nechemia who says that the order is important. Then we have one man da'ama that says that it's ma'akiv, and the other one says it's not ma'akiv. That's where the machlokes is. Keep the Eli Reb Nechemia. Man da'ama ma'akva, Reb Nechemia. Rabbi Yanai says like Reb Nechemia, or man da'ama loy ma'akiv. Rabbi Yochanan says it's not ma'akiv. Hanamili avoda. What's ma'akiv? The order of all the avodas. Hagrela lav avoda. It's not an avoda. Ikidamri. And now we go to chart number 2. Same machlokes, Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Nechemia. Just the question is, where is the machlokes between Rabbi Yanai and Rabbi Yochanan in this machlokes? It's very simple. It just sounds confusing. This machlokes, that machlokes. It's 2 machlokes. Fine. I'll leave it to Rabbi Nechemia. The Amar Ma'akva. According to Rabbi Nechemia, it says all the avos have to be in a specific order. Even Rabbi Yochanan agrees that you must have a goyrel, you must draw a lot. The only machlokes is on this side. Rabbi Yochanan holds that it's not necessary to have a goyrel. He holds like Rabbi Yehuda because you could go out of order. Shani hacha, the Tana Beikra, Asher Allah, Shrizimni. We have a big yisoid in Shas. When it comes to Kachim, and this is Beis Hamikdash, anything that's mentioned twice in the Torah is Ma'akiv. Shana Allah v'akasav la'akiv. So over here that the pasuk says Asher Allah in pasuk Tes and in pasuk Yud, twice to tell me that the goyrel is essential, not because it's an avodah or not an avodah, because it says in the pasuk Asher Allah twice. That what performance, whatever that thing is, call it whatever you want, is essential. Meisvei. Mitzvah lahagril. It's a mitzvah to do a goyrel. Now if you stop right here, you understand the question already. It's only a mitzvah. It's a nice thing to do. If you're a big tzaddik, you do it. It doesn't say that you're mechuyev. It says mitzvah. V'im lo higril, the next words. Even you don't have to be a big, it says mefurish. V'im lo higril, kosher. That's a major problem for everything in red over here. Everything in red is a problem. Because everything in red, all the reds over here, down here, kula al memakiv, over here. Kula al memakiv. You need to do a girl. Doesn't say if you don't do a girl. Huh? By the way, we're talking about a girl, and it's one of these dafim. I just want to tell you a couple stories here. It's very important. Mendy said, any story you say today is the only thing that's going to come out of the sugya. I argue with him. First of all, yesterday's, who was it? Avraham Farkovich said, keep on dafin. So over here, I mean, I'm not going to compete with him, but mitzvah lahagril, I think, should be the next thing in the 9 days. It's a mitzvah lahagril. Mendy loves it. Okay, at least for him. Look at him. Should focus on Mendy. Nobody got it. Mitzvah lahagril. Yes, it's a mitzvah lahagril in the 9 days. It's a mitzvah lahagril. Anytime you go to any bungalow colony, everybody's making siyumim, all of a sudden they become masmidim, they're learning Torah like crazy, they're steiging away. Why? Because of this. Mitzvah lahagril. Specifically in the 9 days. No, but seriously. It's a let's call it a Manchester joke. Only this is perfect. I don't think they're watching. Okay, fine. We're not stucking the Manchester. Hold on. Let me say the Maisa. So it says the Gemara. It says the Maisa. Somebody came over to me yesterday. Maisa in the Koil. He told me a story about Rabbi Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld. He said Rabbi Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld had a dream of the numbers for the lottery. He had a dream. So he woke up in the morning and he thought to himself, should I get the lottery or not? So I have the numbers. And then he said, but what if I don't win and I won't have what to eat? If I don't have what to eat, I won't be able to learn today as well. So he made the decision, he's not going to buy the lottery so he can learn steig away. And guess what happened? You're not going to believe it. It was the right numbers. And 9 months later, no. So that was a different story. I'm confusing the stories. So he had the numbers. So this guy in Koil tells me that Rabbi Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld said that, look at this. I'm so happy I didn't do the lottery because I was able to learn Torah that day. So I told him, you didn't understand the story. He says, what? I said, Nachum, I'll say it over again. And he said, no, you missed the point. The point is that he just showed that a day of Torah is worth $2 million of the lottery. Whatever that lottery is, that's how much a day of Torah. He just put a price tag to the day of Torah. And I told him this other Maisa, tremendous Maisa. You guys, it's a famous story, but it's kedai to repeat. There was a guy in New York, we'll call him Leroy. He was at a train station in a subway in New York, and he sees a guy that fell onto the tracks, and there's an oncoming train. And nobody wanted to do anything because they thought they're going to get killed by this train. Leroy jumps right in and grabs the guy, and he throws him onto the platform, jumps up, and as he jumps up, the train he missed him by an inch. And they interviewed this guy. It's a Maisa Shahaya. They interviewed the guy, and they said, wow, what a hero. You're such a hero. Why did you do it? He says, why did I do it? Are you kidding me? It's Sunday. I get paid time and a half. If I wouldn't have taken that guy out, there would have been a mess on the track. Subway stops, and I can't get to work. I would have lost $35. He just put a price tag on his heroism. He just gave 30. HaKadosh Baruch is going to pay him 35 plus, maybe with tax, $35. That's what he gets. Every mitzvah you do, it depends on what's behind the mitzvah. So, Mela, that's the pshat in the girl. Okay, now we can go right. There's no shaykhs in the sugya, and we have 4 minutes to do Amud Aleph. Okay. Meisvei. Mitzvah lahagril, it says it's a mitzvah to do a grill. V'im lahigril kosher. If you don't do goyrol, it's okay. If you hold like this right over here in green, beautiful. It's a mitzvah. If you don't do goyrol, you're also yoitza. Everything is great. Hamani Rabbi Yehuda goes according to Rabbi Yehuda. Elo top of Amud Aleph. Elachlish nudamis pligi. But according to this lashon, that is a machloikes. Even in Rabbi Yehuda, is a machloikes. Rabbi Yanai says it's ma'akiv. Bishlam ilamando amar loy ma'akva. According to Rabbi Yochanan, okay. So this brayso goes fine. That it's a mitzvah, but it's not ma'akiv. Great. Hamani Rabbi Yehudi. It could go according to Rabbi Yehuda. Elamando amar ma'akva. Hamani. But according to Rabbi Yanai, it's all red. What's going on here? Rabbi Yehuda doesn't hold. In Rabbi Yehuda, he holds it's ma'akiv. In Rabbi Nechemi for sure it's ma'akiv. So who does this brayso go according to? That it says that it's only a mitzvah to do a girl. It's not the worst thing in the world if you don't do it. It says mefurish. Vim lo higril. You didn't do the girl. The kohen called it out with his mouth without doing a lot. It's okay. It doesn't work. Everybody says it's red. It's ma'akiv. Says the Gemara, Tani mitzvah lahaniach. You misunderstood. The word lahagril doesn't mean to take a lottery out of a box. Now, Tosfos explains this. Tosfos says it's not a typical Tani that we have to flip a word into another word. No, we're using the same word. We're explaining the word differently. There's 2 explanations to the word lahagril. Lahagril could mean, in this particular case, there's 2 things, there's 2 actions that are going on. The kohen sticks his hand in a box, pulls out a lottery, and then he takes this lottery and he puts it on top of the goat. He goes like this. And this goat becomes Lashem. The other goat becomes La Azazel. That's called lahagril. That's what the Mishnah says. If you don't do this action, nothing happened. But of course, the Bryce is saying that I have to take it out of a box. That's essential. Here, look. Everybody says it's essential. 3 out of 4 say it's essential. Only 1 man Omer, Rabbi Yochanan, according to Rabbi Yehuda, says it's not essential. So it is essential. Okay. But this answer that we're going to read it, Laniach, doesn't fit for the next one. Tashma. Mitzvah lahagril u'lisvados. The Tanakhama holds that it's a chiyuv, it's a mitzvah to do a girl and to do vidui. Lo higril v'lo yisvada, kosher. Even if the kohen gadol doesn't say vidui, it's kosher, and if he doesn't do the girl, it's kosher. So that's a big question on what we just said. 3 shitas say it's essential. Maybe you're going to say the same answer you said a second ago. It doesn't mean to draw the lot, that's not essential. No, to put it on the goat, it's not essential. Aim a sefer, that can go. Reb Shimon Omer lo higril kosher, lo yisvad apostle. So remember this. Reb Shimon argues on the vidui part. Also, Reb Shimon says it's essential to say vidui, and if you don't do vidui, it's possible. What does Reb Shimon say? If he didn't do the goyrol, it's still kosher. Like the Tanakhama. They don't argue on that. Now, my lo higril. You want to say that the word higril in this case doesn't mean to draw the lot, but it means to put it on top of the animal. If you're saying that it means to put on the animal, very, very simple. If Reb Shimon says it's not essential to put it on a goat, what does that tell us? Infer from that that's simple. But it is essential to pull it out of a box. Why would he say it's not? He says it's not essential to put it on top of a goat. Okay. And what is essential? To draw it from the box. That is essential. In other words, Reb Shimon is saying almost mefurish that it's ma'akiv. Goyrel is ma'akiv, according to you. That's only if you say that what he meant is to put it on a goat. If you tell me that what the word goyrel means to put on a goat, and Reb Shimon says you don't have to put on a goat, that means that he's saying that it's you mechuyev to take it out of a box. We know for a fact Reb Shimon doesn't say that. Reb Shimon says you're not mechuyev to take it out of the box. So Mela putting it, goyrel cannot mean putting it on the head of the goat. But Tanya, what if one of the goats suddenly dies? Maybe chaveri shaloi ba'agrala. Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon says it's not essential to do a goyrel. Here's the case. If one of the two goats dies, they did a girl. They did 1 and 2. And then one of them dies, I could go into the barn, grab any goat, and throw him in there instead of the one that died, without doing a girl. Yeah, but you didn't do it on this. I had your exact kasha, but at the end of the day, if the only way I can make a goat is not by saying something, and not by thinking something, but by actually drawing a lot on that, like Micha asked me yesterday, why do I have to draw 2 hands? Draw 1 hand. If this is Lashem, this is Achatas. No. The only way this becomes Lashem is if I draw this, and the only way this becomes Achatas is if I do it's essential, it's Ma'akiv. I must do it with my hands. So if I must do it with my hands, and one of them died, then how can I go to the barn and take just a random animal and say, this one is instead of this one? It didn't have any kedusha. Nothing made it kaddish. What made it kaddish? The only way it becomes kaddish is through drawing a lot, and I didn't. But Rabbi Shimon says you don't have to. You don't have to. In other words, the drawing of the lot is not important. So the Gemara says sort of a tchak here. Rabbi Shimon, no, we are talking about the word goyrel means to put it on the head. And you ask me, but if that's the case, so it comes out of svara, then we can die. Rabbi Shimon says that a goyrel is ma'akiv. No, Rabbi Shimon he wasn't sure how they wanted to translate the word. If you are talking about a real goyrel, a drawing, then we both agree that drawing is not essential. Look, I said that if one dies, you could just throw one in there without a draw. And you just said that you don't have to draw. But I'm going to argue with you on one thing. Well, there's a machlokes in the Bryna. So what do they argue? About vidui. In vidui, you say you don't have to do vidui. I say you must do vidui. Okay. But if you're going to translate the word goyrel, meaning not to draw the lot, but to put it on the animal's head, and on that Chachamim said that so hanacha, we're talking about hanacha not, and hagrala is makav. So palgina laichu b'tarti. Then I'm going to argue with you on 2 things. I say hagrala is not makav, and vidui is makav. We argue on both points. You say goyrel is ma'akiv, I say goyrel is not ma'akiv. You say vidui is not ma'akiv, I say vidui is ma'akiv. 2 things. Okay. Toshma. We're continuing. Is it true that somebody says that goyrel is ma'akiv? Toshma. Ooh, so for this, you have to see this chart over here. These are the avodos. Okay? Very pashut. The way it works is, I put a bull and then a goat. Wherever it's for the bull, it's a bull. Wherever there's a goat, there's a goat. And wherever it's in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, it's highlighted in yellow. So it goes like this. Real quickly, first the Kohen Gadol is supposed to do vidui on a bull. Right? He puts it between the ulam and the zbeach, he leans on it, vidui. Then he does the goyrel for the goats. That's over here, right? He goes down over here, does the goyrel for goats. Number 3 is the second vidui on the bull, and then you shecht it. And then he takes the shovel full of ketores and brings it into Kodesh HaKadoshim, highlighted. We're not going to be discussing this guy out. Then he takes the blood of the bull and he throws it towards the kapores. What's the kapores? This right over here. This is inside Kodesh HaKadoshim, this is the Aron, and he stands between the badim, these poles, and he sprinkles it towards, it's not supposed to hit, but towards the kapores. This is the kapores, this upper part over here, the kapores, right over here. So he aims over there. But that's in Kodesh HaKadoshim. What? The bull blood. Next, he shechs this guy, the sire. Then he takes the blood of the sire and does the same thing in the kapores. He goes into Kodesh HaKadoshim, sprinkles towards the kapores. Then he takes the blood of the bull, and not to be confused with kapores, it's called paroiches. That's the curtain that divides the Kodesh HaKadoshim and the Heichal. That's right over here, the paroiches. But where is he standing? It's not highlighted because he's standing in the Heichal. He's not in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. He's standing in the Heichal springing toward. Then he takes the blood of the sire and does the same thing. And then he takes the blood of both of them, mixes them in a kli. You have blood of the sire, blood of the And then he sprinkles on the Mizbech Hazav, which is in the Heichal, not inside Kodesh HaKadoshim. Okay, now that we know that, it says like this. Toshma, Par Magiv Asar. The order, if you go out of order and you skip a bull, that's a problem. But if you skip the goat, it's not a problem. But look what it says here. Par Magiv Asar, Bisar E Magiv Zapar, Bimatonish Bifnim. Only the matanis that are inside the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Okay, so let's take a look real quickly. What's going on here? Kodesh HaKadoshim is the blood of the sire, the blood of a bull, and that's it. So this almost doesn't make sense. So what happened exactly? Maybe it's a avodah shebifnim. There's only two avodah shebifnim over here. The third one is a shovel. We're not even talking about that. So if I went and I did the dam of the sire before the dam of a bull or the vidu of a bull, it's no good. It's no good. It's makif. It's makif. Yeah, it's makif. Look, it's makif. Par makif says sire a makif is a par. You cannot skip a par. You can't do the sire before the par. But let's say you did the par before a sire. The only thing left here is this guy over here. Here's the only goat before this blood. That's the only goat. What is it? The goyrel. That's the raya of the Gemara now. The Gemara wants to say that I could skip the goyrel. How else? What am I skipping? This is not the blood of a bifnim. The only avoid of bifnim is right over here, number 5 on the list. The bull's blood that comes before the goat's blood is not a problem. But what's a goat? The only goat, it's not bifnim, you're right, but this is bifnim. This bifnim is before the goyrel, and it's okay. That shows that goyrel is not essential. That's what the Gemara wants to say. From the fact that I could skip, I could do 5 before number 2, the number 2 on the list is not important. What's number 2 on the list? The goyrel. Huh? Toshma, par magiv zasor, v'sori magiv zapar. They don't understand what we just did here. Mendy, get over here. Mendy, tell them what's going on here. He's saying it's very, very, very stark because he went through the sugi already before and it wasn't so okay. Par magiv zasor, v'sori magiv zapar. Meron Tragedy. Fishel Gross par magiv zasor. The agdi b'lasor become a par. What does it mean? If I do the goat before a bull, if I took this blood, bifnim, and I went before the bull, I did number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 7 on the list before number 5 on the list. You have to do it over again. You must do the bull first and then the sar. So like klum. Sorry, what is it? Eli the act the maton is the par behechol. Mikame the maton is the sar bifnim. If I did this, let's say, shoichet sar before the bull, you have to do it again. The Torah says it's in a certain order. You did the bull's blood that's supposed to go, it's highlighted inside Kodesh HaKadoshim before the gairol, and that's okay. Since it's okay, then the whole gairol is not essential. The Gaon takes out these 4 lines. If you want, we can read it real quickly because it really almost doesn't make sense. The Gemara wants to say that it's one of these guys, not a highlighted guy, before another unhighlighted guy. But that's impossible. It says mefurish. We're only talking about Kodesh HaKadoshim stuff. That's not makiv and yes makiv. So why is the Gemara even answering, says the Vilna Gaon, that maybe it's something that was done in the heichal before something else that was done in the heichal. It doesn't say heichal. It says bifnim. Out. He erases 4 lines, which reminds me of Shkol. Great. Elohamani Reb Shimoni. So going back to the famous Reb Shimon, who just said that if one of your goats dies, you just go and replace it, and you don't have to do a gairol. Reb Shimon holds gairol is not essential. Hamani Reb Shimoni. Great. If I say Maloylam Rabbi Yehudi, we need the Besidra, like Ma'akva. Hagrol mi Ma'akva. What are you telling me? You bring me a raya that I could go bull in front of lottery. And that's why lottery is not essential? No. The order is not important. But it's very, very important to have a lottery. Varaya, the Torah says it twice. Asher Allah, Asher Allah. It's essential. You can't just forget about it. The order is not important. Why you bring me a raya that since the order is not important, I could go bull before girl, take out the girl completely. Not a good raya. That's the Gemara's answer. First of all, whatever happened before is not important. This is teretz. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to hold that it's that Asher Allah, since it says Asher Allah twice, not everybody hold it. Now, in this teretz, that's how we hold. Vazal Tamayu. No, this is very much like Shkolim. I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm just reading it as the Gemara says it. Rashi just points out that's in the wrong place. It's Rashi that says it. It's not supposed to be here because this is going on the machlokes. Is vidui ma'akiv or not ma'akiv? A new sugya. We said Reb Shimon says vidui is essential. Chacham say it's not essential. Why? Vazal Tamayu, and the lashon is very weird. It's different. I shouldn't say weird. It's different. Vazal Tamayu always means we take a machlokes from Baba Kama and we say that machlokes Baba Kama applies over here. That's not what's going on here. Just here's the reason. Vazal Tamayu. These are the reasons. The Sanyo Daf Mem Amud Beis. Sponsored by for Shidduch. The Schus Shidduch for Esther Devora Bas Leah Gittel, and the Schus Shidduch for Devora Bas Suri. And Eli Nishmas, the Meron victims, and Refuah Shlayma for all the Meron victims. Do we have an update? Anybody? And the MDY Chabura is truly one big family. Says in the pasuk like this: Yoma Chai. This Suri Lazazel, right? This guy, he's going off a cliff any minute. Yoma Chai. He has to stand here alive. Well, it's alive. Chai, Yomad, Yomad. He should stand there until we're done with all the blood, until we're done sprinkling and da-da-da. He should stand there. What's Chai? Chai means that you have to replace him. If he drops dead, you must replace him. Until what point in time do you have to replace him? What happened? Until all the blood avoid is done, or until the Kohen Gadol finished the vidui? Until what point? No, one. Just one. Ad Mosai Yeh Zokuk Lamachai. When do you have to replace him? Achas Matandoma Shel Chaveroi Divrei Rabbi Huda. So Yehuda says amazing thing, and this is his shita. What's important is the dam. What about the vidui? Not important. Says Rabbi Yehuda, vidui is not ma'akiv. Oh, so here's the Tanakama. Vidui is not essential. Here it says mefurish. What's essential is the blood. Vidui is not important. Shimon Oimer. This is the same Reb Shimon that argues. Chas vidui dvarim. Okay, so it's not like they're going l'shitasam. This is mamish the shita right here. Chas vidui dvarim. No, even if you did the blood, if the kohen didn't do vidui, you have to replace the sar lazazel. If he dies, you have to replace it. So again, just to explain what's going on here. They did the blood on that carbon. And on this guy that's going off the cliff, they didn't do vidui. They didn't even do vidui. And he dies. Klal Yisrael has a kapara, says Rabbi Yehuda. You hear what's going on here? What is this for? It's to say vidui and throw him off a cliff. No, Klal Yisrael gets the kapara without the vidui. And he died. You don't even throw him off a cliff. You're not going to throw a dead animal off a cliff. You didn't accomplish anything by throwing him off a cliff. You still get a kapara. It's a big chiddush, huge chiddush. Think about it for a second. Rabbi Yehuda says you get a kapara without throwing him off a cliff, without saying vidui. It was there. Klal Yisrael got the kapara. Don't worry about it. And Rabbi Shimon, of course, says no. You need vidui. That's the whole point of this animal. To say vidui on him, it's like kaparas. You're gonna shech the chicken without going like this. You gotta say vidui on the thing. It says by the sire the word lechaper. Bekapar is dami makas v'daber. V'cheino omer. The kilo mekaber is hakodesh. Here, I even have the pasuk here. Look what's going on here. Because if you look at the pasuk, in pasuk Yuches, v'lokach midam apart. We're talking about the blood avoda. Umidam asayir, blood. And v'nosan al kaner samizbeach, and you toss it on the mizbeach. And then what does it say? V'kipa mekaber is hakodesh. Now this word makes sense. The kapara is what? Through pasuk yud ches, dam. Doesn't say anything about vidui. So the kapara over here is dam. Means dam. So over here also, by the Sayer, Lazazel, it's talking about blood. No. L'chaper olav. What's essential for this guy right over here? Olav, on him. The kapara on him is vidui. That's what's essential. You can't take the kapara of that guy over there, that's the Sayer Lashem, and say, oh, I did all the blood services, so Mela, this guy is okay. No, olav. What's negaya to him? To him is negaya vidui. Toshma. Okay, here it's very easy now. Look what happened. This we want to always get this guy, Lashem, in the right hand. That's a siman. Remember, 40 years of Shimon HaTzadik, this always happened. The Kohen Gadol always grabbed Lashem with divine intervention with his right hand. So ask the Talmidim of Rebbe Kiva, which, by the way, Tosfos points out amazingly, who are the Talmidim of Rebbe Kiva? Reb Nechemia. Who else? Reb Yehuda and Reb Nechemia. Reb Yehuda and Reb Nechemia. So this is a right that they're not going to argue with the Rebbe. That what? Shalom is Rebbe Kiva. Allah b'smail. Ma'ushi achzalimin. Here. It came up. B'smail. Look. Here's the animal sitting in front of me. It should be this direction. Okay, this direction. Great. And now this Lashem matches this animal right over here. Could I go and change hands? And we'll tell Klai Yisrael, oh, it was mamish hashgacha pratis. It came out in my right hand. That's the Havamina of the Gemara. You're going to do that. All the heretics, the tzdukim, are going to start making fun. They're going to say, look, chachamim do whatever they feel like, whatever works for them. In that day, also they have a new pshat in the pasuk, and you could switch it to your right hand. Rebbe Kiva says it's a problem that the tzdukim are going to talk. Otherwise, it's not a problem. In other words, Geirel doesn't do anything. Geirel, if I got this in my left hand, it doesn't mean that this animal is a 100% Lashem. I'm going to go like this, and now this animal to the right is going to be Lashem. Why? Because the Geirel drawing the lot didn't do anything. So what do you see? Geirel, not Ma'akiv. Otherwise, you could switch it out. What do you mean? As soon as you remove it, that animal becomes Lashem, the one on the left. Small. No, you didn't understand the question. All that girl was small. Look what happened. He took it with his left hand, and there's an animal right over here. So what he does is he takes the animal and he puts it to the right, and then he switches his hand and he goes, okay, this is Lashem. It makes everybody feel good, but nothing changed. It's the same animal that gets the Lashem. Nothing changed. On that he said, no, don't do it, because the tzdukim are going to make fun of you. The tzdukim say, oh, you're changing things and you're making yourself feel better. And it's going to be a great year. Just leave it and fine. Great. Bye-bye. Everybody say goodbye. Fine. Tashma. Gewaldig. Ilu nemar es hasor asher all love. We want to know what this word is. Allah, here. No, somewhere else. Okay, I don't know where it is. You know what? Where's that pasuk? I had it here somewhere. In the beginning of the oh, here it is. Look at the words. Asher Allah, Olav. Asher Olav should say. What's Allah? Says the Gemara like this. Ilu nem asasar asher Olav without Allah. Hayisi yomi yanichenu Olav. Put the girl. I'm not going to put it back on the table. It's too late. Take the goat. Put the girl on its head. Tamiloymar Allah. Kivin Allah shuva eni tzarech. Allah means to draw a lottery. So if you drew the lottery, that's all you need. You don't need to put it on the head and keep it there. It's kind of difficult. Moves this way, moves that way. Where you're going to sit there and for 2 hours, make sure it doesn't come off his head. Says Gemara Lamai. Eli mitzvah. What does it mean? You don't have to put it on his head. It's not even a mitzvah. It's impossible. Why? Look at the pasuk. It says in pasuk Ches right over there in that parasha. V'nasan Aaron al shnei asirim gorelos. You're supposed to put it on the head. So you're going to tell me it's not even a mitzvah? It's a mefurish pasuk. V'nasan. The only thing I could say is it's a mitzvah, but it's not makiv. A lot of things are not makiv. You know, smicha is not makiv. You have to lean on the animal's head, and if I forget, no, it's not the best thing in the world. But you don't have to redo the carbon. So this also, it says the nasan. You didn't put on that. Okay. Next year, you won't forget. Elalav lakiv. So by me telling you that I don't have to do it, I'm telling you it's not even ma'akiv. So I'm telling you that the girl is ma'akiv, and putting on the head is not ma'akiv. What? Allah, it's telling me that there is no mitzvah mitzvah namiloi. What? But that's impossible. There is a mitzvah. It's telling me that it's not ma'akiv. That's all the Torah is telling me. The hanocha is not ma'akiv. It has to be that we can't ignore this word. So, and you're telling me Allah is telling me that you don't have to put it on the head. So obviously Allah is telling me that you don't have to. It's not ma'akiv. It's a mitzvah to put it on the head, but it's not ma'akiv to put it on the head. Because dafka that part, dafka that the hanacha is not ma'akiv, but the girl is. Amar Rav Achik Amar Ilu Nemar Asher Olav Hayisi Omer Yanichena Olav Achashchita. So he says no. What we're trying to avoid here is that you don't have to leave it there for an extended amount of time. You're supposed to put it on for a second and then take it off. That's all the pasuk is saying, but nothing to do with girl if girl's ma'akiv or not. I'm trying to tell you halacha. You don't have to leave it there forever. All you need to do is put it on for a moment. Then you mekayim the mitzvah. It's not ma'akiv, but that's all I need is only a moment of time. Have a wonderful day. Motzei Shabbos, same time, 9:30. Have a wonderful Shabbos. What do you think? I don't know that you guys were complaining that I don't talk to anybody in Zoom during shir.
Eli Trapper
Eli Trapper wants to say Shabbos to you.
He wants to get Shabbos to you. He's sounding off. His eyes hurting him. He's very tired.
Proper. Wow, I got your email, Eli. I got it.
Why didn't you read it?
And it said, "Don't read it."
I actually wrote that because I knew from yesterday that if you say don't read it, it means you're gonna read it.
So you want me to read it?
Yes.
Hey, Eli, look who's here. The Clifton of Yid is here. How's the Clifton of Yid doing? How's the weight? I want to know what's going on with the weight.
Holding up pretty good.
Yeah.
Gained a few pounds. Not bad.
You were up like 6 pounds on Pesach, so you're only up 2 pounds?
I'm up about 6 pounds still. It's a struggle to get it.
Big time. Oy vey, I don't want to talk about what happened to my weight loss.
After Pesach, after Shmooze, by the way, after Shmooze, I gained 10 pounds on cheesecake.
Yeah. At least it was something good.
I gained 2 pounds on cheesecake, and they're all from Mark Ashkenazi.
Hey, at least they gave you something. A couple of pounds.
Hi, Ollie.
Oh, I'll tell you, Mark, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Some gifts, like you get a gift, like that gift, the cover for the Bima. We're using it. So every time I see the cover, I say, the Arlam got me the thing. So I said, but what about cheesecake? Cheesecake you eat and finished. No, it's not finished. Every time I go on the treadmill, I'm going to be thinking about you.
First, you get the reflux.
Everlasting matana. Baruch Hashem.
First, my pleasure. First, you get the reflux, and then the heartburn, and then it sticks on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Halavai, that's the only thing I should get from cheesecake. I'm not allowed to eat milchiks.
Oh, the lactose. Lactose.
I usually 99. I don't eat milchiks anymore. My favorite food is pizza, and I won't eat pizza. But once in a while, I can't. What's a Shabbos when it's boiling hot and it's coming in? The kids are piece, and then I suffer later. I have to eat the cheesecake. Blintzes is a big thing, so I'll eat.
Belly, you're like St. Louis. There's no kosher. There's no pizza shop.
To move to
There's no kosher restaurant. There's like one kosher restaurant, I think.
Ellie, you think you'll be more likely to go to St. Louis than San Francisco?
Are you going for yeshiva? Or are you going for restaurants?
Ellie, Gedalia wants to know you
Pesach, we can't hear what
San
you're saying.
Francisco if maybe you come to St. Louis.
No, in San Francisco we have.
You're from Lakewood, right?
Yeah. Currently.
Are you familiar with the Cookie Corner? There's a bagel place or like a breakfast place called Cookie Corner. Cookie Corner.
Not familiar.
Not familiar. I thought everybody's familiar with it. Okay.
You can hit me back. I'm a Ritz over here.
No,
yeah, because you made fun of me. I don't know cookies, whatever.
I was trying to say all of us because I was also out of it. I'm also totally dumb about it. I have no clue. I've been out for 8 years.
Let's all go to Cookie Corner.
Got some nice pictures. Nice pictures on Google.
Of what? Of Cookie Corner?
Yeah. All the products.
The Four Corners?
No.
Four Corners or Cookie Corner?
Belly.
No.
Cookie Corner.
Look
No
at
idea.
that.
Sourdough and all sorts of zachen.
Cookie Corner?
It's my neighbor downstairs, Reuven Shade's brother-in-law.
I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, Aaron, I'll meet you there Sunday morning, 8:30.
Mark, I'll meet you there at breakfast.
Look
2
at
o'clock
this.
Sunday afternoon.
Ellie, look at this. Tova Shabbos Kodesh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I'll be there tomorrow morning.
What is that?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. How early do they open? They open at this weekend?
They're baking now. You can go right now.
They open
I gotta go, guys. Emergency.
Good morning, Rebelli.
Good morning. What's up,
David?
Hashem, I wasn't there a lot of the days because I have to tell the baby I'm Potter stuff.
There's no such things as excuses.
No, I don't.
A new baby?
My chavrus is mechayev everybody that has babies. You know why? Because he has 11.
Whoa.
They still learn Torah.
No, we learn. I don't have to be there 7:15 in the morning.
You only have one baby. It's garnished.
I have 4.
You have 4. Well, not 11.
Mazel tov.
I have 4 under the age of 4.
You're competing with the chavrusa. Be'ezer Hashem, you'll have more kids than him.
I'm making a kiddush on Shabbos.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Provide
Listen,
transportation?
you have to know how to. My babies slept through the night from the day they were born.
At least that's what you
said.
My wife says it's not true.
Let's ask your wife.
It's true. I never heard them.
You know the
Ask your
story.
wife.
earplugs did you use?
You slept through the night since the babies were born.
Yeah, it's like the story when they switched nights. Don't bother me on your night. I don't bother you on your night.
Listen, if anybody lives in Yerushalayim, I'm making kiddush by Shmooze Hanavi 106.
Okay.
I used to live right there. I used to live there. It's next to Arzay. The kids are.
Yeah, well, you used to live there?
I used to live in Arzay.
Shmooze 106, Knisa Dalet, ground floor, 12 o'clock.
Beautiful. Mark, you got the address?
Yeah. Aaron and I are going for breakfast tomorrow morning.
We'll go for breakfast. Yeah, after breakfast, we're gonna head out. We're gonna take the Leah.
Belly.
Aaron, we gotta start a little late. I have to
Yeah, pick me up at the Lakewood Airport. I'll get breakfast.
Send it.
Where
can I put the paper?
Hi, Ollie.
Send it to Yosef.
Hi, how are you doing?
And what's the shot? They open at 9 o'clock.
Terrible. Shmooze, I didn't see you for a few days. What's going on?
I'm here.
I saw you yesterday. But 2 days before that, I didn't see you. All right,
No.
take a look, guys.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
Gotta go.